This is News 8 Now, this morning.
This committee cannot take up a nomination that has not been made, and so I make a point of order that this nomination is not properly before us.
I'm disappointed that she did not appear. To me, I reached out for her to just do that, so she has every opportunity to present her case.
Well, it's really a response to the market. You know, that's what we do with beer, really with beer styles. We're responding to what the market wants, different changing palates.
Brewers get close though in the fifth. Tyrone Taylor is going to give this one a ride to deep left, but Ian Happ makes a great play before slamming into the ivy. Milwaukee's win streak is going to end at 9. Brewers get shut out in Chicago by a final of 1-0. Brewers do still have a 4-game lead in the NL Central.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye-opener. I'm Dua Strar.
I'm Derek Sibley.
It is August 30th, 2023. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Halfway through.
Halfway through the week.
Yeah, only a couple more days. It's crazy how fast things go.
Yeah, crazy how fast the time is flying. Halfway through the week, but also, once that weekend rolls around, we're going to see really high temperatures.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty hot here. We're thinking that temperatures are going to be, well into the 90s. Pretty unusual to see here, especially in September. As we go on, we expect to get a little cooler. That's not going to be the case here, though, as we head into this weekend and next week. We'll get to that in a second. But right now, things are looking quiet. Mostly clear skies in our local satellite and radar, showing that our current temperatures right now are into the 50s, mainly 56 in La Crosse, 48, though, in Eau Claire. So that we're seeing some spots in the 40s to the east and towards the north. Clear skies again from City Cam 8, and things will remain that way throughout the day. Lots of sun, temperatures into the 60s at 10 o'clock, and then we're into the 70s this afternoon, with the highs nearing that 80-degree mark come 4 o'clock this afternoon as well. Allergy report is showing everything is high for weed, ragweed, and mold. Same for tomorrow. There is more dirt and mold than the ragweed in the latest air sample here for us to work with. Time now for your bus stop forecast today. 55 degrees off to school, looking sunny, and on the way back home, temperatures will be at 76 degrees with clear skies here in the forecast as well. So no need to worry on your way or on your way back home from school. Now, speaking of school, it's the end of summer, so that means it is time to go back to school as well. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us live at West Salem Elementary School to help welcome students back to school. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Derek. Here we are at the West Salem School District. Right here behind me is West Salem Elementary School, as it is the first day as students are returning to the school district. But for one district employee, she's been working for the school district for 50 years. They say age is just a number. If you're not certain, just ask Bonnie Cordbine. Bonnie has been driving school buses in West Salem for 50 years. She's self-taught, and as you can imagine, she's something of an institution around these parts. You'd think after 50 years of driving around on the same county roads, she would be ready to retire, but Bonnie says that the kids is what keeps her on the job.
My favorite part of the job is driving the kids to and from school every single day and seeing how much they grow up and how smart they're getting.
Bonnie says she looks forward to getting up every day for her job and has no plans to retire anytime soon. Reporting live in West Salem, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
Thanks, Michael. And Michael will have more coverage on that story at 6:30. The Wisconsin DOT has released new information on last week's semi-truck chase on I-90-94. Around 2 in the afternoon on Friday, Michael Jones of St. Louis stole the semi-truck of his former employer after being fired from them earlier in the day. The owner of the semi was able to use GPS to locate the vehicle and let law enforcement know it was stolen. A pursuit started in Jackson County and officials deployed tire deflation devices. Law enforcement tried to get Jones to stop. The semi-truck was operating on the tire rims, which led to the rear of the semi-truck to start on fire. The vehicle eventually crashed and Jones was taken into custody. A woman was in the truck with Jones throughout the entire chase. She was trying to gather her belongings from the vehicle when Jones stole the truck. He repeatedly ignored her request for him to stop. Jones faces first-degree recklessly endangering safety, false imprisonment, and more charges in Juneau County. Part of West Avenue will be closed today. The northbound driving lane on West Avenue will be closed between Ferry Street and Madison Street. The closure is to repair a storm catch basin. It's not known how long the repair will take. The strike at Chippewa Falls Leinenkugel's brewery is over. Workers went on strike on July 10th and were seeking, quote, competitive wages and a fair contract. Earlier negotiations at the beginning of August were unsuccessful, but now Leinenkugel's parent company Molson Coors says they've reached an agreement with the Teamsters Local 662 union. In a statement, Molson Coors Chief Communications Officer Adam Collins said, quote, we're proud to have reached an agreement that is fair to our valued team members and ensures that jobs in our Leinenkugel's brewery remain competitive. We have reached out to a Teamsters representative for comment. More boots on the ground. That's what about $1 million will give to a lacrosse conservation nonprofit. Federal agency AmeriCorps has granted lacrosse nonprofit WISCOR almost $1.3 million. That will allow WISCOR to bring in 93 AmeriCorps members over the next year. 16 of them will work as environmental educators at the Nature Place in Myrick Park. The rest will join conservation crews with one team dedicated to projects in lacrosse, and some will work with partner agencies like the Hunger Task Force, both the Boy and Girl Scouts and Mississippi Valley Conservancy. Costco will open its doors in Eau Claire later this year. The wholesaler giant bought a year ago a 28-acre private parcel of land on Eau Claire's Black Avenue. The city's community development director, Aaron White, couldn't confirm a set-in-stone opening date, but November is the target. He says Costco's presence will inspire more commercial development projects in the area. He says it's an exciting time in Eau Claire. There's currently a $40 million multi-family housing development also under construction and another breaking ground soon. A local crowdfunding event wants you to fund community development ideas. Lacrosse Soup will be back in October and they are looking for new proposals to be pitched. Attendees of the event spend $5 to get a cup of soup, bread, and a vote. The vote is used to decide which of the 4 proposals presented that night will get the money raised at the event. Pitches must be submitted by September 15. Special consideration will be given to pitches that can create an immediate positive impact on the lacrosse community. Tickets for the Lacrosse Symphony Orchestra's 125th season are going on sale soon. Single tickets will be on sale this Friday. This season there will be 10 concerts. All of the concerts will be held at the Viterbo Fine Arts Center. If you don't want to wait until Friday, tickets for the Chamber Concert Series are on sale now. Those concerts will be held at the Capella Performing Arts Center. General admission to the Chamber concerts costs $39 each. A reminder to animal lovers in the region, the Coulee Region Humane Society's annual Adopt-a-thon wraps up at the end of this month. This year's theme is Adopt Me, Take Me to My Dream House. You can name your own adoption for a fee of at least $5. To see all of the animals available for adoption, we've got that link posted on our website, news8000.com. While still ahead on your morning news, financial regulators have signed off on new bank failure rules to help prepare for future possible failures. And if you are already making your vacation plans for 2024, you may want to apply to enter the EU soon. We'll take a look at the new rules. That and more is coming up this morning. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. It's not a bird or a plane, it's the Subway sandwich blimp. The sandwich chain has announced they will be taking the blimp to a handful of cities next month, and 6 lucky customers will get to eat their favorite deli meats in the sky. The giant floating deli hero will make stops in Kansas City, Atlanta, Orlando, and Miami. You can sign up for your chance to ride and dine on the bread Zeppelin at register.subwayinthesky.com. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Skies are looking clear this morning, and temperatures here this morning as well are into the 50s mainly, but there are some colder exceptions. Black River Falls currently at 40, Sparta's at 41 degrees. If you're in Eau Claire, you're currently sitting at 48, Wokefield's at 36, La Crosse at 56, Winona's at 54. Zone forecast today, well, going to be a little cooler. We had a cold front move through yesterday, and that brought our temperatures down not just for this morning, but also into today, just a little bit at least, with highs into the upper 70s. Some spots could near that 80-degree mark mark. That's certainly possible here today as well. We're seeing the mid-70s down south this afternoon today, with highs around 77 in Lansing and a high of 75 in Viroqua, 77 today if you're in the Soldiers Grove area. Meanwhile, as we go back to the north, 77 in Melrose, 76 today in Blair, and a high of 75. Very comfortable in Osseo, and really identical here across the northern tier. In the Chippewa Valley, you're looking at temperatures at 76 degrees this afternoon. Perfect dog walking conditions really today, to say the least. This morning, sunshine continues as we head into this afternoon. We do have clear skies in the forecast as well as we take you into early this evening. But stay tuned, things are going to start to turn hot. I'll talk about when coming up in the full weather forecast in a few minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, U.S. financial regulators signed off on some new rules to help prepare large and regional banks if they were to fail. The rules were approved by officials with the FDIC, the Federal Reserve, and the Office of Comptroller of the Currency. One of the new rules will require banks who have at least $100 billion in assets to issue close to $70 billion in long-term debt. Another rule would also require banks to disclose more details on how they could be managed if they were to fail. The new rules still need to be finalized after the agencies review feedback. Apple is getting ready to unveil their new products for the coming year. The company sent out press invites for an event they will hold in 2 weeks. Tech experts think that Apple may reveal their iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro. The new phones are expected to have a longer-lasting battery, faster charging, and a better camera. Apple is also expected to introduce new versions for their Apple Watch as well as the Apple Watch Ultra. Google Flights has announced they will be adding 3 new features. The first new feature will allow users to see whether current prices for a flight are low, typical, or high. Users will also be able to use Google Track to allow to track prices for you and alert if the price goes down. Plus, users may also be offered a new price guarantee option. Under the new option, if the price for a flight goes down, customers will be able to get the difference from what they previously paid back via Google Play. If you're already thinking about your 2024 travel plans, you may want to send in your applications to enter the EU soon. Mike Valerio breaks down the new European Travel Information and Authorization System, or ETIAS.
So, you want to go to Europe in the new year? Well, this will likely be a new must-do, applying online to enter most European countries first before you get on a plane.
You'll enter your passport details, you'll enter a few security questions, maybe some questions about your trip details.
It's because of a new layer of European border security called the European Travel Information and Authorization System, or ETIAS. Citizens of the 60 or so non-EU countries that don't currently require a visa to enter the EU, such as the United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada, will now need a visa waiver to enter the world's largest visa-free zone. That includes countries like Italy, France, Greece, and Switzerland.
The ETIAS is basically being implemented to improve the safety, security, and to strengthen their borders in this visa-free zone. So this will screen travelers who don't require a full visa.
Designers of the system say applications should be processed in minutes, the vast majority completed in 96 hours. But authorities from the EU caution some applicants may be asked to provide additional information or documentation or to participate in an interview with national authorities, which may take up to additional 30 days.
We recommend you do these at least 30 days prior to your travel.
That's why it's advised not to book flights or accommodations until confirmation that the application is approved.
Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast.
All right, thanks for that, Duo. We are looking at clear skies here to start us off this morning, thanks to high pressure and control, and that's going to remain a similar sight here throughout the day. Temperatures currently at 56 degrees with light east winds at 3 miles an hour. If you're in Eau Claire, you're looking much colder than that, though. Your current temperature is sitting at 48 degrees, clear skies, northeast winds light at 3 miles an hour. And again, that's thanks to the surface area of high pressure that has built itself behind that cold front that that moved through yesterday. So that's what we're talking about. A couple of things today with this high keeping us quiet, and the cold front from yesterday helping to bring down the temperatures just a little bit here for us to work with today. Right now, things are looking quiet, and expect a similar sight really throughout the day. Current temperatures are into the 50s mainly, but there are some spots like Black River Falls and Sparta this morning into the low 40s. Oakfield's currently at 36 degrees, though. Viroqua, you're at 50. Bosque Bell, 52. Prairie du Chien at 54. Now for the planner, lots of sunshine really throughout the day. Can't really emphasize that enough. 69 degrees at noon, and then temperatures at 79 by 4 o'clock. Clear skies this evening at 8 o'clock. With temperatures at around 68. And our forecast highs today are expected to climb only into the mid to upper 70s. So definitely a nice one if you have any outdoor activities out and about here today, as highs will be just shy of 80 in La Crosse, and temperatures very comfortable in Eau Claire. You'll be at 75 come later this afternoon. So that high pressure system that we talked about at the surface continues to establish itself across the upper Midwest today, creating this very dry air mass environment, as you can see there behind me. And you know, this is going to continue really throughout the day and also into tonight as well. Things will continue to look clear. We're looking at the winds, though, turning out of the southeasterly direction on the west side of that high, because it's going to move towards the east. So again, we'll be on the west side of the high by that point tomorrow. That will turn the winds out of the southeast to give us a little bit warmer air for us to work with tomorrow. That could help warm up the temperatures just a little bit. A few clouds moving into the area as we head into tomorrow night. Now, things are going to turn pretty hot here. Check out the 8-day forecast. We're looking at temperatures warming up for our highs into the upper 80s come Friday, but we're not done yet, followed by highs into the mid to upper 90s this weekend. So a big heat wave here, to say the least. Looks like it's going to be coming for the Coulee region, and that definitely will make our temperatures respond to that. We're looking at highs into the upper 90s as we head into early next week on Monday as well, and the 90s may even continue into Tuesday. So we may see several days of intense heat here yet again. Something that we already seen here before not too long ago last week could be coming back, so we'll have to be watching out for trends on that. But other than that, there's your 8-day forecast for August 30th. Now stay tuned. We're back with much more news and weather still to come here on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with look what happened on this day in history. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Wisconsin high school volleyball season rolls on. We had a big-time conference clash last night in Onalaska. The Hilltoppers survived on the road last week against Central. As for Holmen, the reigning MVC champions looked like champs in a 3-set sweep over Aquinas. So a big test for the Hilltoppers. Let's go to Onalaska. Vikings in town, taking on their conference rivals. Holmen winning the first set. Vikings rolling in the second. Raina McCardle, the kill, puts Holmen up 7-5. Then later in the second, how about the give and go? Izzy Jar to McCardle, back to Jar for the slam. Vikings in control, up by 5, but the Hilltoppers hanging tough. Holmen trying to show off its size at the net, but Maddie Wilson says not tonight. She's fired up. Onalaska within 1, and the home team making this one interesting. Ellie Moscati the set, Claire Pedretti the kill. Hilltoppers storm all the way back, tie the set at 13, but the Vikings just too tough. Lydia Olson going up high. Reigning MVC champs dominant once again. Vikings get the sweep over Onalaska, 3-0. More MVC action. We got Aquinas taking on Tomah in La Crosse last night. It's the home team starting off strong. Addie Ford spiking home the first point of the night. Blue Golds jump out in front. Aquinas building on that lead. Amy Hine leaping in the air, adding that one to the scoreboard. Blue Golds in control. Home team pouring it on. Sammy Davis throwing down the hammer. Aquinas takes the first set. Let's go to the second set now. Tomah trying to hang in. Olivia Wall puts up a beautiful serve. That's an ace for the T-Wolves. But here's Davis again, one more time. A wicked spike. Aquinas goes on to secure the sweep over Tomah, 3-0. Coulee Conference clash at Luther High School last night. Knights playing host to Arcadia. Raiders coming out red hot. This kill is going to tie the first set at 6. And from that point on, Arcadia in complete control. This shot cannot be returned. Raiders take a 2-point lead, and the lead just kept on growing later in the set. Cassidy Peeler going up high, slamming it down for the kill. Raiders dominate the first 25-16. Second set, more of the same. This one too hot to handle. Raiders picking up where they left off. Night's not going down without a fight, though. Later in the set, Iselin Hagedorn keeping her squad in it, one of her 17 kills on the night. But the Raiders got too much firepower, and it was on full display Tuesday. How about Arcadia? The Raiders go on the road, get the 3-set sweep over Luther. Brewers looking for their 10th straight win, taking on the Cubbies, but they'd have their hands full with Justin Steele. The Chicago lefty was dealing. He strikes out Joey Weimer here. 6 scoreless innings, 8 Ks on the night for Steele. Corbin Burns, he was good too, but the Cubbies break through in the first. Cody Bellinger's going to roll one over to second. That'll get the job done as Chicago takes a 1-0 lead. And on this night, that was more than enough. Brewers get close, though, in the 5th. Tyrone Taylor is going to give this one a ride to deep left, but Ian Happ makes a great play before slamming into the ivy. Milwaukee's win streak's going to end at 9. Brewers get shut out in Chicago by a final of 1-0. Brewers do still have a 4-game lead in the NL Central. That's going to do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
It's the end of summer, so that means it's time to go back to school. News 8 Now's Michael Germain joins us live at West Salem Elementary School to help welcome students back. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Dua. As you can see, we are live at West Salem Elementary School, and it is the first day for this entire school district. But for one district employee, she's been working for 50 years. They say age is just a number. If you're not certain, just ask Bonnie Corbine. Bonnie has been driving school buses in West Salem for 50 years. She's self-taught, and as you can imagine, she's something of an institution around these parts. You'd think after 50 years of driving around on the same county roads, she would be ready to retire, but Bonnie says that the kids is what keeps her on the job.
My favorite part of the job is driving the kids to and from school every single day and seeing how much they grow up and how smart they're getting.
Bonnie says she looks forward to getting up every day for her job and has no plans to retire anytime soon. Reporting live in West Salem, Michael Germain, News 8 Now.
Thanks, Michael. Hurricane Idalia is expected to make landfall over western Florida this morning, but already the effects of the storm are being felt. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has more from Crystal River, Florida, as residents brace for impact.
Strong winds, torrential rain, and rough waves slammed Key West.
It's pretty scary. It's kind of crazy.
Heavy flooding in Fort Myers. Parts of southern Florida are already feeling the effects of Hurricane Idalia before it makes landfall today.
A state of emergency has been declared and evacuation orders issued for dozens of Florida counties, with deadly storm surges expected to reach as high as 15 feet in some areas.
If you do choose to stay in one of the evacuation zones, first responders will not be able to get you until after the storm has passed.
Many Floridians have heeded those warnings.
I just feel like no one should probably stay at this point.
Though others say they'll ride out the storm.
Being the caretaker of the oldest building in Cedar Key, I just feel kind of like I need to be here.
U.S. Coast Guard units and more than 5,000 National Guard troops are prepared for search and rescue operations. Thousands of electricity workers are also standing by to help restore power quickly after the hurricane passes.
Several major airports in Florida are closed due to the storm, including Tampa International. The FAA warns the impacts of those closures will likely be felt by air travelers inside and outside of the state. Wisconsin Republicans are reviving a proposal for a major income tax cut. Assembly Republicans proposed a nearly $3 billion tax cut they say benefits the middle class. The plan would lower the state's third income tax bracket from 5.3% to 4.4%. It would also exclude the first $150,000 of a couple's retirement income from taxes. Republicans want to use the state's projected $4 billion budget surplus to pay for the tax cut. Governor Tony Evers vetoed a similar tax cut last month, saying he wanted to make the money available for other priorities. Evers has said he'd reconsider the tax cut if Republicans would look at funding child care and worker shortage problems. A Wisconsin State Senate hearing is hosting a hearing on whether to fire Wisconsin's top elections official. The state's Attorney General Josh Kaul says the hearing is a sham. Megan Wolf declined to show up to her hearing today. That's because Kaul claims she can stay in her role because the Bipartisan Elections Commission has not officially voted to nominate her. He's citing precedent when Republican lawmakers kept DNR official Fred Pren on the agency's board even though his term had expired. Democrats tried to call the hearing off using that argument, but the Republican chair shut down that idea.
This committee cannot take up a nomination that has not been made, and so I make a point of order that this nomination is not properly before us.
I'm disappointed that she did not appear. To me, that was, I reached out for her to just do that so she has every opportunity to present her case.
In Wolf's place, election clerks testified to Wolf's strong leadership and guidance in overseeing elections. Michael Gableman testified, criticizing Wolf's ability. Gableman spent $1.5 million of taxpayer money on a 2020 election investigation that found no evidence of fraud. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos eventually called Gableman an embarrassment. If Senate Republicans push a vote to fire her, the issue will be almost guaranteed to head to the courts. Ballot spoiling is when an absentee voter can get a new ballot on or day before election. A lawsuit last year temporarily banned that practice, and now a conservative firm wants it to stay that way forever. Last year's order kept the Elections Commission from offering any guidance on spoiling absentee ballots. The plaintiff's lawyer argued Monday in a Waukesha court on whether a voter should not be able to cancel a ballot after it's been filed to a clerk. Most ballot spoiling occurs when someone makes a mistake or when someone's candidate drops out of a race after a ballot is filed, like when Sarah Godlewski bowed out of last year's Senate primary a week before Election Day.
That's fine.
The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is reminding everyone to wear a life jacket when out on the water this Labor Day weekend. According to a release by the DNR, 12 of the 13 boating-related deaths so far this boating season involved people not wearing life jackets. State law requires there to be a wearable and correctly sized life jacket easily accessible for every person on board. Another tip to stay safe on the water is to leave the alcohol on the shore. DNR Boating Law Administrator Darren Kahn says that alcohol use and poor decision-making are the biggest causes of bloating-related incidents. THC-infused beverages were legalized in the state of Minnesota last year and have risen in popularity across the state. But a city ordinance is stopping one major brewery from joining the trend. Jason Rentala talks about what's being done.
All right, come on in, guys.
Liftbridge Brewing Company has been a staple in Minnesota craft brewing for 15 years. They're known for their approachable take on craft beers and seltzer.
Get you another round.
But one thing not on tap at their Stillwater tap room,
excellent choice,
THC-infused beverages, which have quickly filled the market over the past year, as some turn away from beer and opt for alcohol alternatives.
Well, it's really a response to the market. You know, that's what we do with beer, really with beer styles. We're responding to what the market wants, different changing palates.
But Liftbridge co-owner Brad Glynn says what the market wants, they cannot produce, despite frequent customer requests.
It happens every day, every hour of every day, really.
Since the THC-infused drinks and edibles became legal in the state last year, the city of Stillwater has outlawed the manufacturing of any THC products. Glynn is hoping to change that.
I spoke with Stillwater City Attorney Corey Land. She says the city has concerns about things like odor and noise, especially with homes nearby. She says the city just needs more information.
THC beverage is no different. There'll be no odor produced. We're not processing hemp here. We're actually just taking a liquid extraction of that hemp product.
Land says the city will meet with Liftbridge at an upcoming city council meeting. Glynn says he's opened his doors to educate the city.
A lot of other breweries in the state are producing THC beverages now, and people are loving it. So we can't wait to throw our hat in the ring.
Hey, thank you. You guys have a great day.
Glynn and Liftbridge are expected to get an update on their request at a September 5th City Council meeting. Now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute.
All right, thanks for that, Duo. We are looking at clear skies to start us off this morning, as you can see there on our satellite and radar picture. Really not showing a whole lot, maybe a couple of clouds that continue to dissipate. That's about it. Current temperatures are into the 50s, 56 in La Crosse now, but we're seeing the 40s here for Black River Falls, Sparta, even Volkfield colder than that. at 36 degrees. Eau Claire is currently reporting 48, and Winona is currently at 54 degrees. So your forecast overall today, a high of 79, cooler here with lots of sunshine. East-northeast winds light at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, temperatures at 52, so a little cooler there with those clear skies. Wind speeds mainly light and variable as far as the direction goes. Mowing conditions today look nice. 57 degrees to start. Lots of sun at noon today. 69 being the temperature. 5 o'clock still looking sunny with temperatures very comfortable though at 77 degrees come later this afternoon. But things are going to start to turn a little uncomfortable though as a heat wave is on the way. We'll talk about that here coming up in a last check on the full weather forecast. And also coming up after the break is the Buzz Report, of course. Some of late night television's biggest hosts are coming together to help with the ongoing writer strike through a different entertainment medium. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Skies are looking clear here this morning from CityCam 8 in downtown La Crosse, and you can see that glow there from the sunrise there in the background affecting the sky. 56 degrees with sunshine as the current conditions now in La Crosse, where our winds are out of the easterly direction, very light though, at around 3 miles. Now, meanwhile, if you're in Eau Claire, you're much colder this morning. Temperatures for you are currently at 48. The northeast winds are also light here at 3 miles an hour. A surface area of high pressure is the main driving mechanism here for today's weather, with lots of clear skies and dry air, as you can see on the satellite and radar picture full screen. And this system is going to continue to affect our weather here throughout the day today. And as a matter of fact, already doing so here this morning. Skies here have remained mainly crystal clear with temperatures as you head out the door into the 50s. We're seeing 54 in Winona, 50 in Viroqua. Boscobel, you're at 52 degrees, but look at the 40s. Black River Falls and Sparta, the typical cooler spots there. 36 currently now in Volk Field here, however. Let's take a look now at your overall planner. Clear skies, 55 degrees to start, and then we're turning sunny, 69 degrees at noon. 4 o'clock, we're still very sunny with temperatures at 79, and we got clear skies into this evening as well with temperatures at 68. And look at these forecast high numbers this afternoon. A very comfortable day today. Highs just shy of that 80-degree mark today in La Crosse. Meanwhile, if you're in Eau Claire, your high temperature today will be at around 75 degrees come this afternoon. So again, that surface area of high pressure, there you can see it spinning here across northern Wisconsin. We're going to continue to remain clear as a result of that system here throughout the day today. Now, as we take you into tonight, things will continue to remain on the clear side with that high pressure system involved in our weather. We're going to be looking at the winds here turning up from the southeast, as we'll be on the west side of that high here as it moves towards the east, and therefore our winds here do respond to that, and that should help warm us up here a little bit as we head into the day tomorrow. And a few clouds could move in here as we head into tomorrow night for another weak disturbance moving in from the west. However, look at these temperatures over the next 8 days. We're going to start to really warm up into the upper 80s come Friday, and a heat wave is on the way as we head into this weekend. High temperatures pick up into the mid to even upper 90s at times, and the same here can be said for days like Monday here too. I think Sunday and Monday, as a matter of fact, will be the hottest days here coming up, so we'll have to monitor those trends very closely. But nonetheless, this weekend through early next week, Tuesday, will be very hot out there, so make sure to drink plenty of fluids and stay hydrated and take those frequent breaks if you're going to have any outdoor plans coming up during those days.
In our Morning Buzz report, some of late night television's biggest hosts are coming together to help support the ongoing writer's strike. Talk show hosts Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and John Oliver have announced they will be creating a new limited podcast titled Strike Force 5. According to Spotify, the podcast will air previously private chats between the hosts who met weekly in May after the start of the WGA strike. The new series will have at least 12 episodes, and proceeds from each podcast will go out to the work staff of the hosts' late night shows. Strike Force 5 launches today on most major podcast platforms. Dolly Parton has said she will turn down having tea with Kate Middleton. The 77-year-old country music singer said in an interview with BBC Radio 2 that she was so busy she had to decline the Princess of Wales's invitation. Parton said she felt so bad for turning down the invitation, but says she wants to do it one of these days.
This wealth should come to us.
Killers of the Moon will have a bigger launch than expected. The Martin Scorsese Western crime drama was originally expected to have a limited release on October 6th. The film, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone will now open in theaters worldwide on October 20th. It will then stream on Apple TV Plus after being shown in theaters. According to Spotify, the audio streamer says Swift is the first female artist to reach 100 million monthly listeners on their platform. Currently, the singer has 4 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 while also having 10 albums on the Billboard 200.
Good old Taylor Swift, aka Dua's favorite.
I adore her. That song has a little dance.
To it?
Yes.
Okay.
Derek, I think you should do it.
Dance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't dance. I'm not
It's
gonna
really
embarrass
easy. I'll teach you right now.
myself. Okay, do it.
All right. No, you have to do it with me.
Okay, so
So
what are
we're
we
going to
doing?
walk forward,
Okay. Now what?
and then you're going to turn.
Okay.
You're going to spin, and then you're going to do this. Yeah, like a little
That's it?
shimmer. Yeah. It's best believe I'm still bejeweled. I can make the whole
Got
place
it.
shimmer.
Okay. Interesting little dance there.
It was like made on TikTok, so it's like
Oh,
a very
okay.
little
It's
itty
one of those
bitty.
TikTok
Yeah,
things.
it's little
Gotcha.
itty bitty TikTok dances. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
Well, we're going to start with Lucas. He is turning 8 months today. Now, he loves to be in his walker and playing with his siblings.
Raymond turns 80 today. He loves seeing his childhood friends and family. He is a retired Army colonel. We here at News 8 would also love to thank you for your service.
Indeed. Thank you, Raymond. And if you know a special someone that's turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. Part of West Avenue will be closed today. The northbound driving lane on West Avenue will be closed between Ferry Street and Madison Street. The closure is to repair a storm catch basin. It's not known how long the repair will take. The strike at Chippewa Falls Leinenkugel Brewery is over. Workers went on strike on July 10th and were seeking, quote, competitive wages and a fair contract. Earlier negotiations at the beginning of August were unsuccessful, but now Leinenkugel's parent company Molson Coors says they've reached an agreement with the Teamsters Local 662 union. In a statement, Molson Coors Chief Communications Officer Adam Collins said, quote, we're proud to have reached an agreement that is fair to our valued team members and ensures that jobs in our Leinenkugel's brewery remain competitive. We have reached out to a Teamsters representative for comment. Wisconsin Republicans are reviving a proposal for a major income tax cut. Assembly Republicans proposed a nearly $3 billion tax cut they say benefits the middle class. The plan would lower the state's third income tax bracket from 5.3% to 4.4%. It would also exclude the first $150,000 of a couple's retirement income from taxes. Republicans want to use the state's projected $4 billion budget surplus to pay for the tax cut. Governor Tony Evers vetoed a similar tax cut last month, saying he wanted to make the money available for other priorities. Evers has said he'd reconsider the tax cut if Republicans would look at funding child care and worker shortage problems. Ballot spoiling is when an absentee voter can get a new ballot on or before Election Day. A lawsuit last year temporarily banned that practice, and now a conservative firm wants it to stay that way forever. Last year's order kept the Elections Commissions from offering any guidance on spoiling absentee ballots. The plaintiff's lawyer argued Monday in a Waukesha court on whether a voter should not be able to cancel a ballot after it's been filed to a clerk. Most ballot spoiling occurs when someone makes a mistake or when someone's candidate drops out of a race after a ballot is filed, like when Sarah Godlewski bowed out of last year's Senate primary a week before Election Day. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is reminding everyone to wear a life jacket when out on the water this Labor Day weekend. According to a release by the DNR, 12 of the 13 boating-related deaths so far this boating season involved people not wearing life jackets. State law requires there to be a wearable and correctly sized life jacket easily accessible for every person on board. Another tip to stay safe on the water is to leave out the alcohol on the shore. DNR Boating Law Administrator Darren Kunz says that alcohol use and poor decision-making are the biggest causes of boating-related incidents. Costco will open its doors in Eau Claire later this year. The wholesaler giant about a year ago bought a 28-acre private parcel of land on Eau Claire's Black Avenue. The city's community development director, Aaron White, couldn't confirm a set-in-stone opening date, but November is the target. He says Costco's presence will inspire more commercial development projects in the area. He says it's an exciting time in Eau Claire. There's currently a $40 million multifamily housing development also under construction and another breaking ground soon. Tickets for the La Crosse Symphony Orchestra's 125th season are going on sale. Single tickets will be on sale this Friday. This season, there will be 10 concerts. All of the concerts will be held at the Viterbo Fine Arts Center. If you don't want to wait until Friday, tickets for the Chamber Concert Series are on sale now. Those concerts will be held at the Capella Performing Arts Center. General admission to the Chamber concerts costs $39 each. A reminder to animal lovers in the region, the Coulee Region Humane Society's annual Adopt-a-thon wraps up at the end of this month. This year's theme is Adopt Me, Take Me to My Dream House. You can name your own adoption for a fee of at least $5. To see all the animals available for adoption, we've got that link posted on our website, news8000.com.
And as you head out the door this morning, temperatures are into the 50s and low 60s. We'll warm up into the 70s, though, by this afternoon, followed by those highs into the upper 70s by around 4 to 5 o'clock today, with lots of sun in the forecast there. Tomorrow, similar story to that, highs in the low 80s, mostly sunny, much warmer for Friday, but much hotter this weekend as highs pick up into the 90s by that point. And into early next week, too, highs remain to the mid to upper 90s, so another heat wave looks to be on the way. We kind of know how that works after what happened the other week, so make sure to prepare here once again for some dangerous heat on the way.
All right. I don't know. I'm so ready for fall, and I mention this every show, but man, it did feel that way this morning.
Yeah, it really did. And you know, even tomorrow morning too, it's going to feel nice. Low 50s for tomorrow morning overnight. So yeah, get ready for that too.
I've got the sweaters just waiting to be worn. Some of them have to be worn walking into work in the morning.
Yeah. Did you buy any new sweaters for the season?
No, I did not buy any new sweaters. We are not spending money.
Aren't they on sale right now?
Derek and I were just talking about student loans. We cannot spend any money.
No, it's insane.
Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. Don't forget to keep up with news of the day on news8000.com. We'll have the latest updates to today's top stories on News 8 Now at noon. Have a wonderful Wednesday.